Hello everyone, I'm just gonna show you today a quick introduction how to fly my Boeing 737 for scrap mechanic. That's available on the workshop, and also how the different systems work. So the first part is getting into the plane, and this is achieved by finding the yellow block and then finding the seat and getting into the seat. So already, as you can see, there are displays on the wings. The left display is for the speed and the right display is for the altitude. Now, of course, there's no way to determine the speed in the air because we don't have aerodynamics, so we can't measure any airflow. So this speed indicator only works on the ground and will help you determine when the plane is ready to get off the ground. Because you cannot fly this plane straight away. You have to follow a certain procedure, and then once everything is running, you have to power up the engines and go for the takeoff run. And once the speed is sufficient, you will be able to lift the plane off the ground. So let's just get inside. You see there's a lot of logic going on. I think I have 350 something logic blocks involved in this plane, so it's big fat spider web. I don't even know what I did here. So yeah, but it's not too many systems here. So we got this system who takes the control inputs and converts it to outputs on this thruster pad, which is also the lift pad here. So you can pitch up, pitch down, and turn the plane. And this one, actually, I'm gonna turn this on. This one generates the lights, so the flashing lights, the strobe lights, 3 flashes, and the beacon lights, so the red lights on top and the bottom of the plane, which also indicate that the engines are running. And for the speed sensor, we got this this logic here that takes input from a sensor that measures the rotation of the wheels, the number of rotation of the wheels, which in turn go to a binary counter that counts the rotation, and like once per second, roughly, the sensory input is cut, and whatever the counter holds is copied to this little unit. You can see this is these flashing lights. This is the data transfer from the counter to the memory bit, and this memory bit actually feeds the display on the wing. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Yeah. So let's turn this off again. Right. Let's get straight to it. So I tried to make it as realistically acting as possible. So we have a master switch that turns everything on and off. I just pressed that. So now you see the lights are not flashing, the plane is cold and dark. So it doesn't matter which button I press now, nothing reacts because the plane is off. And once we press the master switch, where the flashing light starts, just to indicate that the master is on. The engines will turn on in sequence. You will see lights going on inside the engines to indicate that. So first the right and then the left engine turns on. And once the engines are on, you have control over the thrust, obviously, and also the yaw, left and right, which you also cannot do now. So let's get the engines on. It takes about 2 seconds per engine, so the right engine and the left engine are on. And now everything works. You can lower the flaps. You can throttle up, throttle down, and all that stuff. What still does not work on the ground is the aileron control, the roll control. Because obviously it's an aerodynamic control which needs a certain airspeed, and also the pitch control does not work on the ground. the pitch control is activated once we have a high enough speed on the ground, so the airflow is sufficient for the rudders in the back to actually do something. Good. So basically now the plane is set up for takeoff. The engines are running and the flaps are down. And I'm gonna go for a little top view here so you can see the displays on the wings. So as I said, the left one is the speed indication. It goes in 10 units increment. Let's just say it's knots. We have to go up to 120 knots for the plane to be able to rotate off the ground. Once we have reached a sufficient speed, these little logic gates on the back of the plane, you can see them on the aileron, no, not on the elevators. These will turn on, but also the display will not display any number, but will display ROT for rotate. So you will be able to rotate, and once we're in the air, it will display FLT for flight, and nothing else, because as I said, there's no chance to measure airspeed in this game. And also on the right side, the display that's reads 0 at the moment will show the altitude above the ground in blocks, and it will display 10 block increments, so 10, 20, 30, up until 50, and from then on we go 50 block increments, 50, 100, up to 250. Yeah, I had to blueprint edit the sensors to do that, and 255 is the maximum range you can give them. So above 250, it will just display CRZ for cruise altitude, because there's no point in measuring anything anymore above that altitude. So let's go for the demonstration. The thrust is controlled in 8 increments, and the indication is on the back of the flap. So if I go power up, we got 3 out of 8. 8 is the maximum. So we set the takeoff power, 20, 40, 90, and rotate. So now elevator control is available. Rotated the plane off the ground. Get the gear up. Also the altimeter reads 200, 250, and cruise. So now we can get those flaps up and go for flight. The lift thrusters are fully automated in this plane, so you cannot turn them on or off by yourself. They will stay on in flight, but on the approach, once you touch the ground and you have a low power setting, the lift will automatically cut and you can roll out. So the radio altimeter is now counting us down on the runway. 100, 50, 40, 30, 20, and 10, and we are touchdown. Can also give us some reverse thrust to shorten the landing roll. And that's it. Get the flaps up. Turn off the engines. And we can exit the plane, and exiting the plane goes like this. You dismount off the seat, you have to crouch and wiggle a bit around to get out of this edge here, and then you have to go to the exit. There's a seat hidden in this yellow block. Get on the seat, get off the seat, and you're out of the plane, and that's it. Thanks for watching.